George Kilpatrick, inspiration for the nation, celebrating people we feel good about. We're joined now in the studio by Vicki Brackens, president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corp., member SIPC. Good morning, Vicki. A new theme song in the house today.
How do you like that, George?
I love that song.
Wonderful. I hope to hear from everybody concerning our new bumper.
Yes.
So, last week, as we looked at the Black History Month Money Moment, I challenged everyone to calculate the rate of return for the increase in wages over the time period between the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, which was actually August 28th, 1963, and today, meaning March 4th, 2018. If you recall, at that time, the demand of the workers was to raise the minimum wage to $2 an hour. Now, as of January 1 of this year, with Executive Order 13658, that's 13658, the minimum wage rate for the country was increased to $10.35 per hour. So in that 55 years, think about it. What would have been the average rate of growth to reach this new rate of income? Drum roll, please.
I don't have a drum, but
well, ring the bell.
We'll ring the bell.
That works out to roughly 3.2% per year. So let's go back and look at some of the things that we learned last year. And one of those was a rule of thumb, which would help you to calculate how long it takes for a sum of money to double. And that rule of thumb was called the Rule of 72. So with that in mind, think about it this way. $1, or the minimum wage back when we looked at the March on Washington, was $2 an hour. If that was growing at 3.2% annually, it took 22 and a half years to become $4. 22 and a half years. So what's the lesson here? What do you think, George?
Well, the lesson here is you must earn more than the minimum wage in order to grow wealth.
That's right. Okay. You must earn more than minimum wage to grow wealth. So I want everyone to think about the formula that we have concerning net worth. If you recall, last year we also established a very unique formula versus the classic formula that's used, and we called it total net worth. And here was the formula again. Financial assets plus human capital minus liabilities. So we're drawing a line in the sand. I've said it over and over and over. Our objective is to increase net worth each year, but many of you may not have taken the time to actually calculate what your current net worth is. And we're drawing this line in the sand because we need to know from this point forward, you need to know exactly what your starting point is. So I want everyone to take out a piece of paper and write these things. Do this with me. First, at the top of the page, write today's date.
March 4th, 2018.
March 4th, 2018. And we're going to calculate together exactly what your net worth is. First, we're going to add up total assets. Things like cash in the bank, your retirement plans, the values of your car, furniture, all your personal tangible assets.
And your house goes in this one,
The
too.
house goes in here. That's what I'm calling your tangible assets.
Okay.
Your house, your furniture, those CDs that you had that you think are antiques.
Right.
May not get much value, but everything that you own. Then I'd like for you to add up all of your liabilities. Not the payments, but the actual balances. So credit cards, installment loans. So if you have a mortgage, that's an installment loan. Student loans, personal loans, all those types of things. And then finally, this is a new calculation that you may not have used before, and that is calculating the value of your human capital. In fact, you might need a calculator, a special calculator to do this. So I'm suggesting that you go to qwema.ca/calculator/humancapital.aspx. We're going to put that on your website.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
As an example, this is how the calculation would work. If you're 30 years old, earning $30,000 today, and you had a 3.2% annual growth rate, which was the same growth rate that was there for what was happening with the minimum wage, your human capital, which is basically the value of your skills and your services, your human capital would be worth in today's dollars $669,310. So if we look at that, and also think about the fact that if I just increase the value of my goods and services, the things that I provide as far as my work ability, which, by the way, human capital is actually your number one asset for most of us. If I just increase that 1% per year, going from 3.2% to 4.2%, your human capital grows by another $100,000. So it would increase to around $779,000. Yes.
But people will say, I can't spend that money. It's future money.
You are spending it every day.
Okay.
Every day that you get up, wake up, go to work.
That's your spending.
That's your spend, okay? Because you're going to receive compensation, which is the value of your human capital. It's how you spend it. That we've been concentrating on, and how you capture it. Remember our wealth retention ratio? So it's the human capital here. So when you really look at the goods and services, these are the things that go into that formula as far as your human capital. So now if we calculate our total net worth, we want to have our human capital, whatever that number is, plus our physical assets, whatever that number is, minus your liabilities, and that is your total net worth. So on that piece of paper we talked about earlier where the date is, put in those three figures, not just the total net worth. My assets were on this day X. My human capital on this day was Y. My liabilities was Z. So we want to make sure that our human capital plus our assets minus our liabilities, and we're going to come out with a number for our total net worth in the year on this date as far as March 4th, 2018. This is our starting point.
Okay.
I want everyone to be able to next week, when we say, what's your net worth?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you can't yell into the radio, but we're going to actually run a campaign around that. So you need to know this, okay, that number. So for more information, I invite everyone to go to brackensfsn.com and to follow the links that are on your website. But if I have something to say as far as what we should do here at the closing, where do we go from here? If everybody remembers the book from Dr. Martin Luther King, where do we go from here, chaos or community? I'm going to change it from where do we go from here, poverty or wealth. So, George, at this point in time, I'll say our plate is full.
All right. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, America's Money Mavens. And by the way, Brackens Financial Solutions Network is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corp., member SIPC. Inspiration for the nation.